Hello, future people. Welcome to Getting Tabled. I'm Jason the Bruce, and today we're taking a look at some Wild West Exodus. So, the keen eye among you will notice that, hey, this has been out for a while, Bruce. What's going on? Yeah, I know. I've got to order all of this stuff in from the UK, usually. One of the local suppliers, one of the two main distributors in this country, has actually started stocking Wild West Exodus. So it's actually made getting this stuff in a little bit easier. Now, this is the legendary Cloud Runner. This is one of the models that we covered during the news quite a while ago now. This is for the Warrior Nation, and one of the minis that I'm really looking forward to getting out onto the table. So this is for Wild West Exodus, and let's take a look. Alright, so here we go with the legendary Cloud Runner. Some really nice artwork on the front. I do like Wild West Exodus's art. It kind of just feels like it comes from that era. QR barcode on the side will bring you up the assembly guides. I like the fact that they do that, given there's a lot of companies where they will either include a card to remind you or just expect that you'll go and find it, as opposed to giving, like, this is just a very, you didn't even need to buy this. If you were someone that wasn't really confident, you could go to the assembly guide and figure out how comfortable you were going to be to build this before you even brought it, and I like that. And then on the back, now, they always do this for all of their models. This is an actual particular model from the range. I can never remember what he's called. But because they always use the same model, you can see exactly how it scales with everything else. I really like that. And then on the side, this tells you what faction it belongs to. Sometimes you'll get people that are dual faction. This one obviously belongs to the Warrior Nation. And on the final side is some more artwork. On the top, we just have the Wild West Exodus logo. And on the bottom, we have the usual legalese. Now, this is interesting. You actually have different types of flight stands. You don't... Normally, if a company's doing a flight stand, it'll be, this is how we do it, so you will take what we give you. This is something more traditional, old school. Except it does actually have a ball joint on top of it, which is nice. The rest of them are something that you would expect more from modern miniatures. I'm not really sure which style I prefer. Because I've been out of 40k for a while, I haven't really used a lot of things that have flight stands. No, I like that. I like the fact that they're giving you both, because it adds to the options. I will probably end up going this way, maybe. I don't actually know. The reason I like this one is I can make it look like he's swooping down, if I angle it the right way. And then we have two lots of resin parts. So here we go. Look at the detail in that. That is outstanding. Wings is something that either it's really hard to sculpt or really hard to paint. And you can very rarely get both. It's usually the base coat that's the hardest part, and washes are easy because you just let the wash do the work. But getting that initial base coat is something that doesn't tend to treat brushes very well. And I suspect because this is all very sharp detail, so you're gonna be painting this one feather by feather. But to be honest, in the case of this, I don't think you'd want it to go any other way. This is a game where adding detail is always a good thing. So here we go with the head. Again, really nice detail. I know that the head itself is kind of getting washed out a little bit. Just trying to get it to focus a little better. You can kind of see the detail in there. But because it's all fine detail around that eye, it's probably not going to show up very well until I actually start painting it. There you go, that's a better angle. So it's really nice deep eye sockets. Those eyeballs are probably going to be a little bit more difficult to paint, but otherwise, I mean, this is a giant eagle that's just amazing. So we've got a spear here as well, with the hand attached. This is just a support rod to make sure everything, so that this doesn't snap in transport. Nice claws. Now that's something that you're going to have to be careful of with this. That is disappointing from a sculpt point of view, that you've got such thick flashing. I mean, you will be able to remove it, but that is genuinely quite thick. I can't... Yeah, that's disappointing, that is. You're going to have to take to that with a scalpel and be very, very careful. Thankfully, those claws are nice and thick, so they shouldn't snap very easily, which is always a risk when you're doing this sort of cleaning. But that's the sort of stuff that you want to watch out for on resin. The bit that broke off is the body of our rider. And she is absolutely stunning. So we've got the rest of her headdress as a separate piece. Her arms are separate pieces. This is another model that's going to have some very fine connection points, but they are all very well defined, so they should go together quite easily. All pieces, so that's a rein, arms, and the missing piece I think is the headdress. Yep, it's the headdress and her hair. I quite like that. Feels very traditional, but not stereotypically traditional. I mean, you've got the feathers and stuff, but no, I quite like that. And last but not least, should at least be the lower half of the torso. Yep. And the saddle. Okay, so that works. At first, looking from this angle, I'm thinking, oh, that's a lot of resin. But it's actually the connection point onto the model. And the sculpting on that is magnificent. Once again, we have something that's come off. There's no damage to it, though. And that is the tail feathers. Again, really nice, sharp detail. As I said, with feathers, they're one of those annoying things where if you want to have some proper detail, and I will always lean to wanting the detail in the feathers, then the downside is going to be that painting it is going to be kind of that one feather in it. Because otherwise, if you try to do it all bulked, then your brush is doing this against the feathers. That's an exaggeration, obviously, but these are really nice. Really nice detail. Nice solid connection point, which is nice. Nice solid connection point. That fits in really nicely. Saddle. Saddle looks like it would, but this is going to get in the way. Yep, I just did that on camera. I'm naughty. Few gaps, but once you clean that up, I think that'll be nice and flush. Because it's pretty close already, to be honest. And actually, because of where that crease is, honestly, it could just be that that's where the crease is. By the time you put that wing in there, you're not even going to notice. So you're not going to need any green stuff with this, which is really good. Yeah, phenomenal kit there by War Cradle. I mean, I think it's pretty clear in the detail that you get here that they've done really well on this. Definitely looking forward to getting this built. Painting probably won't happen for a little while on this. I had the opportunity to order at a fairly decent price, so I ordered quite a few things and actually got a bit of a discount for something that's not really easy to get in Wild West Exodus. So very keen on finally getting some stuff on the table that honestly I've wanted for a while. Thank you very much for checking out this video. If you're enjoying the content of this channel, please like and subscribe. If you're in a position to do so, please check out patreon.com/gettingtabled. You receive early access to at least 80% of all videos that we put out, and you get access to the video edition of all of our podcasts the day that they're uploaded. If you'd like to check us out on social media, facebook.com/gettingtabled is the most active. We also have a Discord server. You can email our team at gettingtabled@gmail.com. If you're on either Twitter or Instagram, you can find us at gettingtabled. And until next time, play more games.